Real question. Would you do it again?
1360.
Yeah.
Let's get up off the ground and get to it.
This is dope.
If I could do this every day, I would.
Come fly with my Lieutenant Dre and I to Auburn, 76 nautical miles, chasing the $100 burger.
The food is good though.
That's good. It is good.
Here we go.
Main caravan from the east again.
My local airport, CCR, is a Class Delta, but some days it is quite busy with lots and lots of radio traffic. I'm gonna let you guys hear some of it as we climb out.
Right downwind.
Right, traffic one left.
50, 60, we're good. Here we go. We're in the air, baby.
We're 1336 Whiskey, Concord Tower.
Company 1236 Whiskey, currently 8.5 miles to the northeast, so 6,000 and downwind November.
Trying to get back over the
1336 Whiskey, Concord Tower. Make right traffic forward, runway 1 right. Report a 1 mile 45.
All right, there we go.
Right, traffic 1 right, we're about 1 mile 45, 36 Whiskey.
Everything's in the green.
Concord Tower,
nicely.
9501 Foxtrot, requesting a straight up departure now. Runway 1 right. One American PSA flight.
I'm back
So
behind.
9501 Foxtrot, Concord Tower. Runway 1 right, cleared for takeoff. Straight out departure is approved.
Cleared for straight up departure down. Runway 1 right, thank you. 9501 Foxtrot.
All right, there we go. Engine sounds good.
Main caravan 9er Alpha X-ray. Taking your current position in altitude.
889 Alpha X-ray, we are 7 to the east, descending out of 3,400.
Sweet. All right.
You're highway 4.
Fine.
Yeah, descend to 9er
Yeah,
Alpha
we're
X-ray.
about 700
Plan to
feet.
fly wide downwind traffic just over the northern end of the shoreline is a Cessna inbound. We're making right traffic forward, runway 1 right.
9er Alpha X-ray, route wide over downtown and then slow down a bit.
All right, so we're gonna climb to about 5,000 feet. In a few minutes, they're gonna tell us, or about a minute or so, they're gonna tell us, hey, frequency change approved,
All right.
and we're gonna go to Travis approach.
Looking at the traffic right over to the right, I got the traffic on the left.
Cessna 20 Delta traffic off to your right, 1,500 feet of the Cessna in the right
Over
down
the freeway,
runway
it's a
1
plane.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
I have that traffic inside, thank you so much, 9520 Delta.
If you guys are enjoying flying with me, make sure you hit that like button.
Caravan 9 Alpha X-ray, turn to the south now. I will call your base turn. You'll be following.
Don't let anyone tell you that a Delta airspace can't be busy, because as you can see, today it is. It's not always like this. Right now, I'm knocking out my climb checklist. Landing lights, taxi lights are off, making sure I am trimmed for 75 knots, which is our best rate of climb. And we've got about 71 miles to our destination.
So explain that to me a little bit. Where, like, how do you know where we're going?
Okay, so
Like, if I'm
Caravan
in
9
my
Alpha
car,
X-ray,
it's telling
continue
me left,
southbound.
turn
Once
right.
again,
So,
I'll call your base turn. You'll try to follow with a Cessna now on a
hold on 1 second.
2.5 mile final. Report the traffic in sight, 1,300 feet indicated.
All right, so
Traffic and you'll call our base, 9er Alpha X-ray.
I will
Cessna
get
20 Delta, frequency change your discretion. I appreciate your help.
Frequency change approved, thank you so much, 9520 Delta.
on approach. There we go.
Travis approach, that's the 9520 Delta, departing Concord, heading to Auburn, requesting flight following.
Give me a squawk code, which is gonna be my identifier. So
138 Mike Echo traffic no factor. Contact NorCal approach on 125.35.
Actually, we're going to be circling a little bit because I think my temperature is acting up. We're just going to take a look at it. Can I stay with you, Mike Echo?
Hey, Mike Echo, roger. You can just maintain this frequency.
Stay on your frequency 1 Mike Echo.
9520 Delta, squawk 4522.
Squawk 4522, 9520 Delta.
then ask us altitude climbing to, and then tell us altimeter setting.
Delta radar contact 4 miles north of Concord Airport at a 2,600. Verify altitude climbing to.
Climbing to 5,500 feet, 9520 Delta.
If you're a student pilot out there and you're struggling with radio traffic, trust me, it happens to all of us. I remember when I first got going, flying the airplane, getting a squawk code as well as the altimeter setting from approach had me spinning.
You talk to approach, you get flight following, so they're going to be looking out for us our entire trip.
Okay.
So he's going to give us a squawk code. That's our identifier. So he'll see a plane with that code, know it's us, and he has other planes that he's watching. He's going to say, hey, you guys have a plane at, I don't know, you're 3 o'clock, 2,000 feet above you. Or it says his altitude indicates 3,000 feet. So we look, we're at 3,000. He's at our 2 o'clock, 2 miles. So now we're looking. I'm searching for that traffic. And then they'll just kind of keep telling us what's in the way, what we're looking at, we're for.
Yeah.
Hand us off and say, all right, contact NorCal approach on whatever and give us a number to put in. And we'll put that in and contact.
We are continuing our climb and we are climbing through 3,000 feet. This is the point where our POH tells us that we should begin leaning the mixture, giving us the optimal air-fuel ratio to continue our climb. As we climb up and reach 6,500 feet, I will reassess and lean the mixture as needed. Now watch me explain this to Andre far less eloquently.
So above a certain altitude, typically 3,000 feet, you want to lean out your mixture, which is like your air-fuel ratio.
Right.
In a car, your car does it itself. A lot of planes can't do it themselves. But these, the pilot does it. Air is thinner up here, so the aircraft...
Approach, that's a 90501 Foxtrot. We're about 5 miles north of...
Of course, we start having conversations. Someone comes up on the radio and calls out their location. So I point them out to Andre, and I'm teaching him how to train his eyes to help me look for traffic. I'm finally getting the opportunity to point out how the GPS works to answer Andre's question from earlier of how do you know where to go? Because in my car, it's turn left here, turn right 3 miles, etc.
We'll follow this lovely purple line. So the purple line came back up right now that we're heading in
that's
that direction.
where we're supposed to follow.
That's our GPS, but there's no turn. It's like get on the line or essentially stay on it, which is interesting because at full power like we are, since we're trying to climb, the plane pulls to the right. So now I've got, to the left.
90501
So these are
radar
red.
contact 3 miles northeast of the Concord VOR.
So you know people who drive stick, they're always talking about your clutch leg being buff, your left leg, right? A pilot's the opposite. The plane always pulls to the left, so you're almost always on the right rudder if you're at full power.
Got you.
Once you pull the power back, that kind of goes away a bit. We want to turn right, we'll do a right turn and rock our wings.
Right.
All right, when Concord Airport
So
is
pushing with my right foot
Thank you.
and turn to the right, and that's how we get a full turn. Now, if we want to go back to the left the other way, we'll do the same thing. We'll go
Hey.
left foot, left hand. I can rock the wings and still be going straight.
Yeah.
So like we're still essentially going straight. We might be turning just a little bit,
You're just
but we're just rock. So in order to actually fully turn, you've got to get both. Because I can also just turn our nose, but we'll still be going whatever direction. We're still pretty much tracking the same. You see where the track is 46, so we're turning a little bit, but to really get a turn, you need both inputs. I really like this plane. I've only flown it a handful of times. I usually fly 941 Tango Whiskey, which was the plane that was in front of us to the right when we were sitting there trying to
Yeah.
Number 356.
anticipate. All right, so big to 5,500 feet. We're gonna level off so we can get a view of the world out in front of us.
Simulated engine failure descending under 1,000.
Roger.
What's a simulated engine failure?
It's practice, because if your engine fails, if like our engine were to go out right now, we're close enough to make it to Rio Vista, which is right out there. You can see the long white buildings near the water to the right, kind of off.
Oh, yeah.
This is one of those things that's kind of weird to talk about, but you always have to plan for an engine failure, because if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. If my engine were to go out right now, I know I've got tons of fields that I can land in, but I'm also about 6 nautical miles from that airport. I've got about a 9-1 glide ratio when I pitch for 65 knots, so that would be my plan.
Another thing I want to do is start using the autopilot for stuff. I'm gonna take one more.
This has autopilot?
It has autopilot. It'll fly us there. I just will land the plane and
Right.
stuff. But I haven't used the autopilot in this because in training you don't use it much.
Right.
So I've used it one time, so I'm not super comfortable with it. I'm gonna call my CFI and have them come and hey, let's go do a quick 30-minute flight. I want you to teach me how to do the autopilot. We'll plug in, fly to Rio Vista, put it in another airport, fly over there, and then fly back. Have me mess with it a little bit, and then I'll be 100% confident to use it.
Now, this is the exact same controls as that.
Yep.
Okay.
It's mirrored.
And that's the same in commercial planes too, right?
Yep. Exactly. So it's almost like when you're in driver training, you know,
Yeah.
the separate steering wheel, same kind of thing.
After showing Dre how the flight controls work, I let him fly the plane a bit and he loved it.
Your new student pilot, Andre Price, flying the aircraft. But we're about 13 miles or so out, so I'm gonna take over in just a second, find out exactly where this airport is, and get us down. I think it's after that patch where there's no grass, no nothing. There's big buildings. You see them and toward the hills.
Okay,
all the
yeah, I
grass,
see you.
That's likely there. That'd be my best guess based on what we're heading, where we're trying to go. So where we're coming from, we can enter a 45 on the downwind directly. All right, my flight controls. I'm
Your
gonna
flight
take
controls.
over and get us ready. So Rich on the mixture. I'm gonna start pulling this power on back. Start slowing ourselves down and look to descend at 500 per minute.
This is awesome, bro.
Oh man, thanks for coming. I'm glad,
Absolutely.
glad you
Thanks for
came.
having
It's a blast.
This dope.
I love this. I could do this. If I could do this every day, I would. 100%. Got to get this YouTube channel built
Yeah, dog.
so that I can afford to do this every so often
That's
and
what
just
I'm
share with
talking about.
everybody. Look at the ice and the snow on the
Bro,
mountains.
this is incredible.
Tahoe, I think that's Tahoe that way.
It's gotta be, yeah.
Flying to Tahoe is definitely high up on my list, but it's summertime, so density altitude will be insane.
There's no doubt in my mind that's there.
Where are we looking at?
Straight
Okay, I
ahead,
see,
the
yeah.
buildings
I
and
see
the
it with all
patch around the
white,
trees.
yeah.
Yep. There's no doubt in my mind.
Has to be.
Yep.
Auburn traffic, that's the 9520 Delta, checking in 5 miles to the south. Inbound, gonna enter on a 45 for runway 25, Auburn.
November 2822 Yankee Hotel first.
So help me scan with your eyes for any aircraft. Anything you see, even if you think I see it, feel free to please point it out. We're a team. No, I can easily miss something, so we're just looking and keeping our eyes vigilant. No, although I'm the pilot, I'm human like you.
Yeah.
Can all miss things. You know what I'm saying? I'm your captain. All right, you might be my lieutenant at work, but I'm your
I'm
captain.
the captain now.
Oh man. All right, cool. We're gonna get down to 2,500 feet
Badass cruise.
and enter. Yeah, I got a lot of land. I've never been out here.
Auburn traffic, that's the 9520 Delta, is going to enter on a 45 for the left downwind for runway 25, Auburn.
We're at pattern altitude. We have it in sight. We're gonna turn right in just a second. I'm gonna start to pull us on back on power. See the plane taking off on 25. You see some white moving at the big
Yep,
strips?
I see it.
Yep, that's the traffic that's taking.
Auburn traffic, Cessna 25, Cessna 9520 Delta is on the left downwind for runway 25, Auburn.
Our field altitude here at Auburn is 1,500 feet, so pattern altitude is 2,500 feet. Located at the base of the Sierras, our runway length is 3,700 feet with a width of 75 feet.
Boom. Altitude is good. Power back below 85. First notch of flaps. If you feel a little bump, that's just the flaps coming in.
All right.
All right, pull my power back to about 1,500. When we get about 45 degrees past the numbers there to our left, we're gonna make a left turn. I'm pitching 480 right now, which is perfect.
The key to a good landing is a good pattern, and the keys to a good pattern are altitude and managing your airspeed. Flying a consistent pattern and making your adjustments quickly will give you the best chance. Let's start to roll left into that base turn and see how my pattern goes.
Auburn traffic, Cessna 9520 Delta, on left base for runway 25, Auburn.
We're good. We're descending like we want to be. 1,500 feet is the ground. At about 2,000 feet, we're gonna make this left turn for 25. We will be exactly how and where we want to be.
So we're about 700, 800 feet above.
500 feet.
Okay.
About right now, we're about just about 500 feet above the. Got second notch of flaps in. Our airspeed is at 70.
I flew a good downwind. I kept my airspeed under control. My base is looking good. Airspeed is good. Flaps are in. I'm flying it appropriately. Now what's left is to see that final leg.
Woo. Little bit of wind there.
Watch my guy's head whip when that gust came. That look on his face said, hold on, wait a minute. So now I'm going full flaps and pitching for 65 knots, which is my approach speed.
Auburn traffic 9520 Delta on final for runway 25, Auburn.
There we go. Get over to the right a little bit more. 200 feet above the ground.
If I can pin that needle at 65 knots and maintain that all the way down to the ground where I begin my round out and flare after killing the power, I will be in very good shape.
south center line.
We cross that threshold, power goes idle. I did notice that the wind changed to a tailwind, so we're gonna float for a little bit, and I've just gotta be patient.
All right, we're on the ground.
Auburn traffic, that's the 9520 Delta is exiting runway 25 on Echo, Auburn. Auburn traffic, that's the 9520 Delta is clear of runway 25, Auburn.
Flaps up, mixture lean, power 1000, strobes off, let's taxi to parking. Let's push this thing back, cause I'm both parched and starving.
How was the flight, big dog?
Incredible. Incredible. I might be hooked.
I am pumped that he loved the flight, but let's eat. We ran down to the Ridge Bar and Grill, and boy, did they take care of us. My guy Dre got a spicy chicken sando.
Good. Sandwich is bomb.
I'm about to tear this burger up. This burger does not stand a chance. Ooh, the food here is good though.
Yeah, it is good. Usually, like a golf course, clubhouse guy needs to report.
This is just lemonade, guys. I know I can't drink alcohol.
I can.
So fly to lunch.
That's hard. That's hard. That's hard.
And there are so many airports with restaurants I don't know. I'm trying to do this all the time. Brody, I'm thinking about starting a podcast.
You should.
Like a pilot podcast, literally about like flying and going to lunch and how to get started and talking to like other people who aren't pilots or instructors, or get like my wife on and talk about, oh, here's what you expect. Like, here's what's like from my angle. The struggle that I had to do with being alone. He gets a few days off of work and he's flying airplanes all day. Or, you know
There's one thing I've learned about podcasts. Bro, I probably watch 2 or 3 podcasts a day. There's that, because,
it's just like,
bro,
it's
I've
not
watched
super
everything.
edited like a video. It's just like, it's the real interaction
like
between
barbershop
two
talk.
people, so you feel like
And
you're
you
there.
learn something.
So that's 100%. I want to get a podcast going. Get like 3 cameras set up in the shoot room. Get guests. Like I'll set up like, you know, little chairs, like actual comfortable chairs to sit in, have it all set up and light it correct, and really go all in. You could,
Because like, would you?
Oh no, I can't drink so much. I've had what 6 of them or something. We got an hour flight home. I'm gonna pee myself.
Don't worry, I made sure to use the bathroom before we left. So let's head on back home.
Full power. The wind is a headwind almost directly, so that's good. You see the sock pointed our direction.
Remember, field altitude is about 1,500 feet, but with the density altitude, we're looking at about 3,000 feet. So a little bit of extra airspeed won't hurt.
60, 65, 70. Yes, we are.
Welcome to the skies.
Yeah, man, those mountains look beautiful.
They look dope, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's got to be dope to like land in Tahoe.
It looks like, doesn't it look like we're like the same height as those? No, they're 7,000 feet above us. The peaks on some of those are 11,000 feet, bro. We out here.
Dude, this is crazy.
Turn on my active noise canceling on my headset real quick. Here we go. I can't hear the engine hardly at all. I'll let you hear it in a
That's
second.
awesome.
Yeah. If you pop your headset off real quick, I'll hand you mine and we'll do a quick swap.
Oh, wow.
Crazy, right?
Much better.
Crazy, right? Going down nicely. RPM's gonna come back. Here we go. Airspeed pitching for 65. I want to bury this bad boy at 65. We're a little bit high, but I'm happy with that because we've got these trees. As soon as we clear the trees, I'm gonna get us down. There we go. Clear up the trees. Right. Not an amazing landing, but it wasn't bumpy, it wasn't frightening. It was safe. We landed on 2 wheels and not 3. You heard the little horn this time? That's a stall horn. Yeah.
20 Delta, park.
Sound like a little turtle?
20 Delta is heading to Concord Jet.
20 Delta, you roll out, kilo left and kilo contact.
Hey, roll out to Kilo, left turn on Kilo. Thank you so much. I'll contact ground on the other side, 9520 Delta.
You made it, bro. That was nice.
All right, for sure. Hey, man.
Oh,
Thanks for flying with me. I appreciate it.
No,
It was a good time.
November 20.
Good question. What'd you do again? But yeah, man. Hey, another big flight. We went out to lunch. You know, pilot life. It's great. I gotta get another pair of these Bose headset with noise canceling for my partners that fly with me.
Make sure you tune into the next flight where Tay and I fly to brunch. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more content like this.